whether you're seated or reclined. Let it be welcome, whatever it is that you're sensing within your body. Maybe there's a certain tightness. Maybe there's a certain numbness. Just a kind invitation to allow everything that you came with today. Maybe it's a little bit of a headache or shoulder ache or a neck ache, whatever it is. Maybe you're feeling just fully open and comfortable and relaxed. Welcome that too. I'm beginning to notice the feel of weight a little bit more, just letting go of your weight into the earth. One more deep in breath and a sighing out. And if you're lying down, you can remain reclined. Otherwise, make your way onto your backs. And we'll just begin to bring the knees towards the chest a little bit and start to circle the knees out and in like breast strokes. And at some point, pull your right knee in towards your chest and extend your left leg down towards the ground. And take that over towards the right shoulder a little bit and back towards the center. Just a couple more times, back and forth to the right and back to center. And at some point, take that knee with the left hand and cross it over towards this side into a tiny little twist, back to the center and out to the side. And just start to alternate between the two. If that elongated leg doesn't feel good, elongated, you can bend it. Two more. Good. Relax back down and switch legs. Elongate the right leg down, left knee to the chest, to the side and back to center. And maybe taking that knee up and over to the right, back through to the middle and to the side. Accessing your hips a bit, accessing your lower back, checking in with any tightness that's there. And then come back to the center and plant your feet under your knees, knees bent. Extend the right leg up towards the sky and circle your right ankle around. Good. Bend and extend the leg a few times. And release it. And do the same thing on the left side. Left leg elongates up, circles throughout the ankle. And bending and extending. And then slowly start to rock and roll up and down so that you can come to a seated position. If the rock and rolling doesn't feel right on your back, then just roll over onto your side. Sometimes it might feel kind of nice with a little massage on your back. Good. Once you arrive, let's take just a moment to open the practice with the sound of Om together. Bringing palms to the heart, maybe joining them at the heart like this or stacking them on top of the torso. And just kind of connect with your whole being, just coming home to this place of heart. Feeling your belly, feeling your chest, feeling your sits bones connected to the earth. And so namaste means that I honor the place in you that is the same place in me. And I'd like you to just tune into that place that we all have in common, a shared human experience. And from that place we open with the primordial sound, with the sacred sound of Om. A cleansing breath. Inhale. Nice. Let's take your arms overhead for a moment, circle your wrists around to the other direction too, and make your way into table. So I started the class and realized I didn't have my microphone. That's why I ran out. I don't know if you guys noticed, that's why I ran out. Tried to play it off, really cool. A few arches and curls through the spine. It's a good thing all of this is recorded. We can look back and laugh. It's a new thing that I'm really aware of is when we kind of try not to take life too seriously, there's something magical that happens. especially like not taking ourselves too seriously. Take your toes and curl them under and extend your hips up and back in a downward dog. And continue to kind of rock side to side through the hips and pedal the feet. And reach your right leg up to the sky with the in-breath. Feel that nice elongation of the hamstring. On the out-breath, bring the knee to the chest and curl it. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, back. Exhale, forth. 2 more. Last time. Step it forward for your warrior 1. Dial the back heel down and rise up. Take any motions you wish around your wrists. Maybe circling those arms through. And at some point, interlace the hands behind the back or place your hands on your sacrum. And start to hinge forward with the in-breath as you open your heart like a cat and a cow, curling back up as you roll up. Inhale, open through the chest, through the throat, and exhale, roll back up. Let's do this 3 more times. In and out. In and out. One last time. In and out. Inhale, warrior 1, arms reach overhead. On the exhale, come into warrior 2. Circle your wrists around a couple more times and start to alternate between a reverse warrior with the in-breath and a side angle with the out-breath. And maybe as you extend through the reverse warrior, you might play with elongating that right leg and then rebending it. Still in the warm-up phase here, more of a watery kind of phase where there is a certain fluidity happening around movement. Wonderful. Let's reverse that warrior 1 more time with the in-breath. And on the out-breath, cartwheel the hands through, come into a runner lunge, and step back to downward facing dog. From downward dog, take a breath in. On the breath out, shift forward into a plank pose. Solidify your plank really strong, press the floor away, engage those arm muscles, those legs muscles. And let's take your time to bend the knees, draw the chest forward with the in-breath. On the out-breath, hug the elbows towards the midline, lower down halfway and press back up. Yeah, we're going to do 5 push-ups. Lower down, in and out. In and out. 3 more. 2 more. And the last one, lower all the way to the earth, elongating those legs all the way back. Activate the shoelace sides of the feet and tent your fingers forward. Roll the shoulders down the back, engaging your quads and engaging your glutes muscles. And then lift those arms off the ground with the in-breath. And the out-breath, extend them forward, release the chest, lower your forehead. Do it again. Inhale, open the heart. And exhale, lower. 3 more, in and out. In and out. Last time, in and out. As you open your heart one more time for the in-breath, plant your palms alongside your chest and press yourself back up to a plank. From there to downward facing dog. Notice the stillness and how when you become still physically, there's still a motion on the inside happening. There's activity, there's movement. Feel the expansiveness of breath. And reach the left leg up to the sky. Breath in. On the out breath, knee to the chest, curl it. And 3 more times. In and out. In and out. Last time, in. And as you bring it forward, warrior 1. Activate those feet into the ground, root down firm. And again, reaching the arms sideways now, opening them up with the palms facing forward. Roll the shoulders down the back and open through your heart. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, the same motion as before, curling, but this time drawing the arms forward and rolling back up as you open them again. Breath in. And breath out. In and out. 2 more. Last time. Good. Arms reach overhead, warrior 1, breath in. On the breath out, warrior 2, facing the mirror, the side mirror. Take your time to expand those arms apart and reversing the warrior with the in-breath, the out-breath in a side angle. Breathing in, elongating that front leg. And breathing out. In and out. A couple more times. Feel free to stay like a little longer on one side to really feel the stretch. Good. And then we reverse the warrior again with the in-breath. And with the out-breath, cartwheel the hands through. Go that way, Caitlin. Cartwheel the hands that way. Because I'm going to confuse her. Come on down to a runner lunge. Yeah. Good. You got it. And from there, step back to a downward facing dog. Now shift forward again. Let's find that strong plank that we did before with the in-breath. And on the out-breath, instead of doing the push-ups, we're going to lower down onto the forearms, get access to our core just a little more. Squeeze your legs a lot. Activate those elbows into the ground and isometrically draw them backwards a bit. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you lower your hips to the ground, elongate your legs back. Situate yourself in this place where your lowermost ribs are still on the ground, but your heart is lifted. Expand your arms sideways and lift your legs to locust pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's press back up to push up into plank and back to downward dog. Good job, everybody. Breath in and breath out. 2 more breaths. Find your hands on the ground, planted fully. Start to access and resource the earth again with your hands and with your feet. Bend your knees a lot, press your hips back and look forward with the in-breath. On the out-breath, walk or float forward in a forward fold. Release your torso completely. Maybe the belly touches the thighs. Maybe you bend the knees plenty to do this. And we'll take a squat down and place the elbows on top of the thighs, taking our way into a twist to the right as you open up and expand through your right leg potentially and open up through the right arm. Coming back through, taking it to the other side. One more time on each side. Let's alternate between the two a bit. Beautiful. Let's come on down into another forward fold. Release your neck by rocking the head no and yes. Also those shoulders, find that place where you're really holding on to something in your shoulders and just let go. Let's find another squat. This time, lift your chest a little higher and adjust the placement of your pelvis so that you're not overarching or curling. Sink just a little deeper for 3, 2, 1. Rising up, Tadasana, mountain pose. Relax those arms and just take a moment and imagine that you are a glass of water full of sand and the sand is clearing down and descending to the bottom of the glass. So there is this clarity in the water. Find your ground. Beautiful. Engage the hands again. Fire them up. Let them feel the activity of that energy drawing through the fingertips. Reach the arms overhead. Breath in. On the breath out, bow forward, forward fold. Halfway lift with the in-breath. The out-breath takes you back into a downward facing dog. From downward dog, shift forward in a plank pose. Hold for the in-breath. On the out-breath, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can either release the knees to hug the elbows in and lower halfway or all the way for baby cobra or an upward facing dog. See which one feels better on your back. Back to your downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. Find a little bit of delight in your practice. A little bit of delight, just kind of a little lightness of being. See if you can gain like a little bit of an inner smile so you're not so tensed up on the inside. And take the right leg up towards the sky with the inhale. The exhale, bring your knee towards your chest and hold for 3, 2, 1. Step forward in a crescent lunge. Situate your feet hip distance apart. Rise up as you bend that back knee a lot so that you're finding that tucking the pelvis under. The heel is lifted off the ground. You're balancing onto the ball of the foot. Reach the arms overhead with the in-breath. On the out-breath, the palms come to heart space. Feel that long line of energy drawing down through crown, through third eye, through throat center to heart center. Let's do it again. In-breath and out. Again. Beautiful. Now the next time we do this, we're going to start dipping down. Inhale, stay relaxed in your upper body. On the exhale, dip down, nice and slow, strong, active legs. In. You might have to adjust the placement of your feet so that you are standing on railroad tracks versus a thin rope. Good. Let's do 3 more, you guys. Stay really active in that front foot. One last time. And dip. Rise up with the in-breath. The out-breath, open it up to warrior 2, but this time switch legs so that you're facing the back of the room in your warrior 2. You'll face the back of the room like her, yeah. So anytime you're confused, look at Corina, because I'm not completely with you guys, I'm mirroring them. It gets confusing. Let's take our way slowly into a reverse warrior with the in-breath. And with the out-breath, take your way into a side angle. And let your way kind of solidify your side angle for a moment. And tap into your lower back and tap into your side body. And then start to circle through that top arm if it feels lovely to you. Otherwise, keep it nice and long for a nice stretch. For 3, 2, and 1. We're going to turn so that you come back and face me. Find the long-legged position so that both feet are facing forward as much as possible. And we're going to try to activate those feet so firmly into the earth that like they're spreading the mat apart. Imagining a bar underneath your rib cage that you're trying to kind of surpass into opening your heart and coming up and over it. Squeeze those shoulder blades muscles towards one another. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back through to neutral, palms to heart space. Active feet in the earth as you bow forward in Parshvottanasana, pyramid pose. Hands can come to a block if you have it. Shaking the head no and yes. And then finding that connection with the earth that stabilizes the pose from the ground up. And finding the watery element in your body through the fluidity of the breath and the circulation. And starting to welcome the fire element. You're feeling your own strong activity of heat in the body. Good. From here, let's come into another runner lunge. Walk the back foot further back. And bring your right hand onto your right thigh as you lift your chest a little higher. From here, we're going to come into a twist to the right. Either planting your left hand on the ground to twist, or taking your left elbow up and over your left thigh. And breathing in and out for 3, 2, and 1. Release back down. Plant your palms on the ground and extend the front leg up and back, this time in a 3-legged dog. As you stack your hips on top of one another, that right leg can stay elongated, or it can bend and extend. Let's square the hips again with the inhale, and on the exhale, shift forward in a plank pose. Hold your plank active for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down onto your forearms for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips to the ground. Open your heart into locust pose again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Situate your hands alongside your chest and press up to plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Let the breath soothe the body. And feel as the body comes to its own homeostasis on its own as you simply try to open and soften versus really tightening in the pose. And we'll reach the left leg up towards the sky with the inhale. On the exhale, bring the knee to the chest and hold for 3, 2, 1. Step forward into your crescent lunge. And as you rise up, find that same kind of tucking under of the pelvis. And start to take those arms sideways and see if you're holding on tightly. Imagine that your bones are actually floating inside your body. Kind of softens things a bit when you do that. Then reach up with the in-breath and a long line of energy down. Feel how that line is being drawn into the center of you. Again. Let's take some dips now. Inhale up and exhale down. For 3 more. Last one. Rise up with the in-breath. Out breath, warrior 2, facing the back of the room onto that right leg. Circle your wrists around a couple of times. Open and close your palms. And then reach up and down with those shoulders to release them. And take a reverse warrior with the in-breath. On the out-breath, find a side angle lunge and hold. And take it into another deep breath in. And on the breath out, come back through and face the front again with 2 legs elongated, hip distance apart, active feet in the earth. Imagining that bar once again underneath, and you're surpassing it by opening through. Notice if you're shrugging your shoulders up, relax them down the back and hug the shoulder blades a bit more towards one another. Beautiful. 2 more breaths. And coming back through to the neutral position of the spine. Bow forward, active feet in the earth as you hinge from those hips. Two more breaths. And prepare to come into a runner lunge. That right foot scooches back a bit. And from there, taking yourself into your twist. I like to bring my left hand to the thigh first and lift the chest. And once I feel there's this, solidity and stacking of the joints, then I can go a bit further in the twist. Two more breaths. Come back to the center and plant your palms down to extend the front leg up and back in a 3-legged dog. And root down a little more to reach a little higher. Square the hips and shift forward. Find a strong plank pose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, pull the navel in and up. 2, 1, lower down onto the forearms. Engage the pelvic floor a bit more. Draw the crown of the head forward, elbows down and back slightly. For 3, 2, 1, lower your hips down. Open your heart, tense your fingers, and this time lift your chest just a little bit higher. Either stay here if this feels good, or come on down into your Sphinx pose. Active elbows, drawing back again. Legs are strong. Pelvic floor engages, navel pulls in and up. And the chin kind of tucks in slightly towards the chest. For 3, 2, and 1. Lower your rib cage down. And press yourself back in a child pose. If you need a drink of water, take it. Hot tea. Hot tea. never thought I would actually enjoy hot tea in a hot yoga class, but it grows on you. And just let that earth kind of start to commune with you, like commune with the earth. You can start to have this like awareness of the earth, and the earth has an awareness of you. There's this little communion. This earth is conscious. And as you yield and you surrender a bit more, there's a receiving that happens. One more deep in breath. And on the out, come into a table pose. From here, extend your left leg to the side in table. And come into a twist towards the extended leg. So the right arm stays on the ground and you open up into this twist. And as you release the left hand back down, let yourself slowly rise up onto that knee. And take a moment to just release the right arm down, maybe tented fingers on the ground. As you lift that left leg, kind of bend it and extend it, or bring the knee to the chest and out just a few times. At some point, you're going to try to take a quad stretch here, grabbing a hold of your ankle, tucking the tailbone under a bit more. Nice. As you come on out of the pose, step that left foot forward and take a twist towards the mirrors, opening yourself up a bit. And from here, you're going to walk that left foot slightly forward. Try to curl the toes under and come into a side angle on that left leg. Good at it. And you might adjust the placement of your feet once you get there if you feel like anything is missing. And from here, take it in a triangle pose. Lengthen the left leg within the same shape. Beautiful, Caitlin. Deep breath in and a breath out. 2 more. Nice. Take your way upwards. Have both heels start to go in as the toes go out. Walk the feet a little closer together for goddess pose. And elongate the tailbone down as you draw the crown of the head upwards for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Let's start to face the front again. And we're going to come into balance on that left leg. Shift your weight into it And bring your right knee up towards the chest. From here, another twist towards the mirrors. So you're going to grab a hold of your right thigh with your left hand, potentially extending that right arm back. And some of us might even extend through that right leg, grab a hold of the shin. For 3, 2, 1. Release the right foot to the ground, coming into dancer on this side. And bend your left knee to grab a hold of the left ankle. Potentially, working here, this is plenty for some of us, this balance. Or pressing your foot back into your hand and drawing your right arm forward. For 3, 2, and 1. Land the foot next to the other. Shake it up a little. Situate your feet firmly grounded on the earth. And let's flow back to downward dog. Breath in. On the breath out, bow, forward fold. In a halfway lift. Out, step back to your downward dog. Either stay in your downward dog or shift forward to take your vinyasa, Chaturanga Dandasana. Your version of it. Back to your downward facing dog. Deep breath in and a breath out. And slowly release the knees to the ground. And extend your right leg to the side. Bringing your weight into the left hand as you open up into a twist. Release your right hand to the ground. And rise up. Bringing your left fingertips to the earth. Lifting your right leg off the ground. Squeeze the leg and the glutes. And bend and extend. Strong core connection. Feel that navel pulling in and out. Pelvis is neutral. Into a quad stretch. One more deep breath in. On the breath out, step that foot forward and rise. And take a twist to your left. Opening it through. Good. Come back through to the front. Curl the toes under. And rise up to find your way into balance. So, shifting your weight into the front leg and lifting that left knee off the ground. Potentially taking a twist to the other side. And potentially extending long with the left leg. Back through to the center. As you release your foot, taking dancer, finishing up on the other side. Some of us like to grab a hold of the outside of the ankle, others from the inside. Ground, root down firm in the left foot. Grow tall, tuck tailbone under, and press back with the foot as you hinge. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Did it. Good job. Shake it up a little. Let's take a few bouncing motions up and down. Caitlin said she liked the lymphatic shake, so I'm going to do it for her today. A little bit. Just a bit of bounciness. Just letting everything kind of, just any residual tension, release back down to the ground. And then start to get into your hands too, shaking them up vigorously. And then if you shake the hands, at some point start to kind of flick the arms forward and back vigorously, and also up and down. And then sideways. And then down. And then start to kind of rock side to side. So I decided to take my class the other day on Facebook Live for the first time ever. Oh my God, I got so bored. I was like, really? Like, maybe it was because it was myself, I don't know, but I was like, oh, wow. How is, like I wanted to move differently. I'm like, wow, what is she telling me to do? And that's why I tell people, listen to me, but then if your body's telling you to do something else, like, I think once we practice for so long, we start getting like this sense, like we want to move differently some days, So honor that. Honor that. All right, let's ground ourselves back down into the earth for a moment. Maybe bringing your hands to your belly or to your chest. Just feel the heat inside your feet. Just breathe into your feet. Bend your knees slightly so that you can let your weight fall down further into the earth. Tap into this place of home, coming home. Deep in breath and an out breath. Good. Let's come on down into a squat pose, yogi squat, heels in, toes out slightly. We're gonna sink down, and right here my heels feel too far out, so I'm going to toe heel them a little closer to feel better. So find your place here in this squat. Nice. Palms to heart space, potentially elbows pressing against thighs and thighs pressing against elbows. And a little bit more elongation in the spine for 3, 2, and 1. If you'd like to try for a crow pose, we can bring the hands a bit more forward than we think, not so close, but a little more forward. And toe heel the feet a bit closer to one another, knees go outwards. Then hug the upper arms with the knees and shift your weight up a little with the hips and forward a little. And then the more you hug onto those upper arms and shift forward so much, potentially one foot comes off the ground, maybe the other. Keep your gaze forward though. And slowly release. Coming down into a seated position. Bring your left ankle forward from your right into an easy sitting pose. Reach your elbows and your arms upwards. Circle your wrists around. Bring the backs of the hands, press them against one another. And just take a few more rotating motions. And shake up the wrists. From here, situate your legs where you wish to feel like a nice stretch in the outer hips. And start to go forward and back a few times until you come into this kind of yummy place of a forward fold, if it's available. Maybe placing your head on a block as you fold and release your weight. Maybe your fold is not at all a fold and you're still mostly upright, but you're feeling plenty in your outer hips. And lift yourself up slightly and walk your hands over towards the left. And back to center and towards the other side. Good. Come back through to the center. And I want to get you into a prone pigeon on the right side. But I think a nicer way to get into it is to maybe first come through to downward dog, crossing the feet and extending your legs up. If a prone pigeon isn't going to be your thing, you can take a reclined pigeon on your right leg. And the left leg here reaches up and shifts forward into a prone pigeon. So that same leg that we were working with earlier with the hip stretch. Now take a look at your thigh and take care that as much as possible it's aligned with the side of the mat, side edge of the mat. And potentially staying upright if that feels good, or going further down into a fold. And start to let the breath itself guide you in releasing tension from the body. So each out breath, there is a guidance to soften a bit deeper, open a little more, and let the tension leave the body. Down, 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 down into the earth. And the body is left a little bit lighter. And we do it again with the next breath. And let's take our way back out of the pose. Wrap the back leg through. Extend the left leg to the side just for a bit. Shake it up. Maybe into a bit of a movement. And then come back to the center. Place it on the inside of the other foot. And we'll take that forward fold on the other side. Maybe the forward fold takes a little while to go all the way down. Maybe you take some back and forth motions first, depending on your body and how it's feeling today. You might adjust the placement of your feet. It might be different on this side than the other side. And if you liked walking the hands over towards your right side for a bit. And then to the other side. And still connecting with the sensation in the body versus going up into thought. That place of thought is a little bit of a repetitive place. There's nothing really original that shows up there. It's always kind of repeating the same. I don't know if you've noticed. It's like it repeats the same things. So see if you can come back to the presence of experience, where everything is original and new, unique. Every new sensation, every new motion creates a different sensation. And from here, we're going to come into pigeon on the right side. So just like we did before, if you liked coming back into downward dog first, we can do this. Otherwise, take it into a different form of pigeon. And let yourself let go a bit of whatever it is that you're working with in your mind. Just come back to this conscious breath. We take thousands of breaths daily, but how many of them are we actually aware of? And so my practice has been very simple. It's just to take some breaks throughout the day and take 5 conscious breaths. Taste the breath, taste its freshness, its newness. Or another practice is to feel the ground under my feet too. To just be sitting and feeling my feet on the ground. One more breath in. And then on the breath out, rise back out. If you're on your back, you can stay on your back. That's where we're going to make it eventually. And those of you who are in a prone pigeon, wrap your back legs through and extend through the right leg just for a moment to stretch it. Eventually making your way onto your backs, and take any last posture of your choice on your back. It might be a bridge pose, or it might be another pose of your choice. And once you feel yourself complete, let yourself come into Shavasana. And some of us like to take Shavasana on our bellies, and that's okay too. Just letting it all go, whatever it is that's happening within you right now, just let it go for just a few minutes, where together we experience the living presence. I love the quality of the word living presence. There is this presence versus an absence or emptiness. There is this actual palpable experience of presence. Awake awareness. And we begin to move from separation into connection. Imagine yourself as a wave, and there are many waves here. Imagine yourself as one of those waves within the wide, expansive ocean, with its own shape and form that changes. And begin to experience yourself as the wave that is made of the ocean, not separate from the ocean. Let your body kind of start to melt into the expansiveness of the ocean itself, disappearing as a wave and coming back into form, and disappearing as a wave and coming back into form. Each one of us a unique manifestation of the One. Om Bhurvuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Take a breath in and a breath out. And start to slowly make some movements throughout your bodies, becoming a bit more of a formation of a wave, and starting to go from more subtle and subtle and subtle to a bit denser experience. And eventually taking your time to roll over onto your side. Slowly, eventually rising up into a seated position. Bringing the palms to heart space. And finding the place within ourselves that is the same place in all other beings. Finding the ocean. And bowing to that which unites us, joining with the sound of Om, a cleansing breath. Inhale. Thank you for allowing me to teach you today. The ocean in me bows to the ocean in you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.